welcome you all to tonight's auction of 100 acres here in Henry County, Flat Rock Township, brought to you by Dye Real Estate and Land Company. I'm Devin Dye, broker and owner at Dye Real Estate and Land Company. To my left, the staff that will be helping you tonight, Matt Bowers, he's one of our auctioneers in Ringman. Mike Reindl here, he'll be ringing as well. Dave Orwell is running the computer system. Jaylene and Jess registered you in, and Kevin and Lynn are feeding you tonight. You'll see Austin and Nick running around here helping things out. So that's the staff here at Dye Real Estate and Land Company that's going to be helping you out. I also want to say a quick thank you to Rob, Steve, and Dave Grohl, the sellers. They're here tonight, and just want to say thank you for allowing us to represent you in tonight's sale. I'll go through the terms and conditions tonight. Also, I want to say thank you to Henry County for working with us. I know this is a new facility, and it's kind of neat to use it for something like this, but Sarah's been great to work with. So if you guys are looking for something to rent, look her up. It's been a fun experience with her. So I'm going to run through the terms and conditions of tonight's sale. If you guys have a bidder packet, if you would like to follow along, I'll run through this really quick. First thing, we are selling this by the acre tonight, not the whole dollar, so I'll be bidding it by the acre. Tonight's property will be offered in one track. Bidders will be able to increase their bids until the auctioneer announces the track is sold. Tonight's farm is selling with seller's confirmation, so at some point I'll take a break and I'll go out and get that seller's confirmation for you. We'll come back in, we'll open the bidding back up and allow you guys to increase your bids on that. We'll call that halftime. Down payment tonight. There's 10% down payment due on the day of the auction. Down payment must be by personal check, business check, or cashier's check. Bidders must have their financing arranged prior to the auction. No bids are conditional upon financing. Absentee and phone bids. All absentee and phone bidders must register with Dye Real Estate and Land Company prior to the auction. Anyone bidding on behalf of an absentee bidder will be equally responsible for the bid and required to enter into a contract to purchase at the end of the auction. If any dispute arises between or among bidders, the decision of the auctioneer shall be final and absolute. Bid rigging. As used in this section, bid rigging means the conspiracy between auctioneers, any participants in an auction, or any other persons who agree not to bid against each other at an auction or otherwise conspire to decrease or increase the number or amounts of bids offered at auction. All online bidders must register prior to the day of the auction. Technology disclaimer is for online bidders only. They have to agree to that to bid online. I'm not going to read that here in the room tonight. Property inspections. Potential purchasers are responsible for conducting their own inspections of the property, and any due diligence, inquiries, and inspections will be conducted at their own risk. Seller and real estate company disclaims any and all responsibility for the bidder's safety during any physical inspections of the property. Any and all successful bidders will be required to enter into a purchase agreement with the seller immediately following the sale. Seller may be signing the contracts electronically. All final bids are subject to the seller's confirmation. This will remain irrevocable and available to the seller for 5 business days after delivery of this offer to its seller or its counsel or agent. Just clarification on that. Sellers are here tonight. We'll be signing a contract with them afterwards. As long as that thing right there works, we'll get you a copy of that when you walk away tonight. So they'll be signing a contract right along with you. As long as we have seller's confirmation, we do, in fact, have a successful sale, which we fully anticipate. Evidence of title. Dye Real Estate and Land Company will provide a preliminary title opinion certificate or report to be made available upon request to prospective bidders for review prior to bidding. The certificate is given for the protection of Dye Real Estate and Land Company only. No other persons or entity may rely on the opinion expressed herein, nor is any liability assumed by the certification except to the buyer will be provided with an owner's title insurance policy paid for by the seller. Seller will convey title free and clear of liens, but otherwise subject to all easements and matters of record. All tracts are being sold as is. Seller to provide a trustee's deed. The closing. Balance of the purchase price is due at closing, which will take place within 45 days after the auction. In the event the buyer fails to close and pay their balance when due, the seller reserves all rights allowed by law, including a suit for damages, specific performance, or cancellation of the sale, with the seller retain the earnest money deposit. Any action taken after default shall be solely at the seller's option, with all costs incurred by the seller being paid by the buyer. The title company for tonight's closing, or for tonight's sale, will be Benchmark Title Services, located in Delphos, Ohio. You could have contacted them for any questions ahead of time. You can reach out to them. Their phone number's right here in this bidder packet. Possession will be at closing. All taxes and assessments will be prorated to the day of closing, and prorating taxes and assessments, the most current available tax information shall be used. Property is currently in CAUV. If the purchaser removes the property from CAUV, the purchaser will be responsible for the payment of any CAUV tax. Recoupment. New taxes may be established due to the creation of new parcels. All dimensions, proposed boundaries, and tract acreages are approximate and are based on aerial photos and auditor information. The sale will conclude 100% of the mineral rights, if any, owned by the seller. Seller will provide a new survey and legal description if required to transfer. If governmental authority approves the legal description under its current form, then the buyer agrees to accept the current acreage described under the current legal description. If a new survey is obtained, the total sales price will be established by multiplying the per acre price established at the auction by the new acreage established by the new survey. Just clarification on that, we did have the survey approved by Henry County, so they are okay with the current legal description the way it stands, so we are going to use that. If for some reason they change their mind between the time we asked them and the time we have a closing, that section of this terms and conditions applies, that the per acre price would be adjusted to the new acres. Dye Real Estate and Land Company and its representatives are sole agents for the seller. Disclaimer and absence of warranties. All information contained in this brochure and all related materials are subject to the terms and conditions in the purchase agreement. The properties are being sold as is, where is, with no warranty or representation either expressed or implied concerning the properties made by the seller or Dye Real Estate and Land Company. All sketches and dimensions in this brochure are approximate. Each potential bidder is responsible for conducting his or her own independent inspections, investigations, inquiries, and due diligence concerning the property. The information contained in this brochure is subject to verification by all parties relying on it. No liability for its accuracy, errors, or omissions is assumed by the seller or Dye Real Estate and Land Company. Any announcements, day of auction, take precedence over printed material. The above terms and conditions will be an addendum to the purchase contract. All right, moving right along in your bidder packet, we have a little bit of information about the tract that we are selling tonight. We do only have one tract. We'll be selling this by the acre. Our subject property here is located in Henry County, Flat Rock Township, on the corner of County Road 14 and County Road H. It consists of approximately 100 acres. 91 of that is tillable with an NCCPI of 67. Located in Holgate School District, consisting primarily of all Hoytville soil and about 7 acres of wooded acreage. The annual taxes on this property are $4,105 a year. That is the information about the property that we are selling. It is a really good farm. It has significant evidence of tile in it, mostly all tillable with the exception of the 7 acres of woods there. Plenty of road frontage, really good opportunity to buy a nice tract of land here tonight. The consumer guide to agency relationship is the next thing you'll find in your bidder packet. We are required by the state of Ohio to provide you with that, so that's there in your bidder packet. An agency disclosure statement just states that the seller is represented by myself and Dye Real Estate and Land Company only in this transaction. And the real estate purchase agreement's in here. The only thing missing on it is how much you're paying for it and who the successful bidder is tonight. So here's a copy of that. You'll be signing that if you are, in fact, tonight's successful bidder. Other than that, that's all we have to go over. As far as the bidder packet is concerned, if there's no further questions, we're going to go ahead and get the auction started tonight. Folks, a good opportunity. We just sold one here on Tuesday night a few miles south of here. That one brought $17,000 an acre. Start me in here. Give me $15,000. Give 15,000 here now, able to buy now 15, give 15 and run. Give 14,000 here now, 14. Start out 14,000, give 14. I got 14, 14.5. 14's on, give 14.5, bid him at 14,000 here now, 14.5. 14's on now, 500 order down here now, 14.5. 14,000 here now, 14.5. I'm bid 14,000. Somebody give 14.5. 14,000's on. I got 14.5. Give 15. 15, 15.5. It'll give 15.5. Bid 15.5. 16,000. 16.5. It'll give 16.5. 16,000's a bid. Give 16.5. Bid him at 16,000 here now. 16.5. 16,000. 16,000, give 16,1 then. We'll walk a little bit. 16,000 here, give 1. You're in at 16,000. I need 16,1. 16,000 here, give 16,1. 16,000 bid now 100 order down here now able to buy now 16,1. 16,000's in, give 16,1. 16,000 here now 100 order down here now 1. 16,000's the bid, folks. I need 16,1. I got 1,600,000 on it. Somebody give 16,1. 16,000 here now 100 order down here now 100. 16,1. All right, we're going to hold the bid right there. We're going to put it on the board right up front. We got bidder number is 264. We're going to step out and have a quick conversation with the sellers. We're at $16,000 an acre on this, and I will be right back in. All right, we now have seller's confirmation. This is an absolute auction. We have $16,000 an acre. Anybody else want to bid for 16,1? We're going to close the bidding here pretty quick. On bid 16,000. Somebody give 16,1. No stop clock tonight. This is a traditional auction. I'm going to drop the hammer pretty quick. 16,000's on, get 16,1. Bid him at 16,000 here now, 100 order down here now, all in, all done. Somebody give 16,1. 16,000 here, give 16,1. I'm 16,000 in now, 100 order down here now, able to buy, all in, all done. Give 16,1. 16,000 bid, give 16,000. 100 order down here now, able to buy now, 16,1. All in, all done, 16,1. Sold the farm, $16,000 an acre right up front here. Bidder number is 264. Thank you, folks, for coming out. Grab something to eat on the way out. Short and sweet tonight. Congratulations. Thank you. We got a couple auctions coming up here in the next few weeks and months here. We do have an equipment auction coming up in December. If you guys got anything you'd like to get rid of or like to see what we have, we're up to a couple 100 pieces now. So check out our website. We also have an auction up here.